Hello, everyone. Welcome to another special episode of What's the Tea, where today we are talking about episode 5 of House of the Dragon. And when I tell you stuff went down in this episode, whew, hooey. So, what were y'all's initial thoughts when y'all first watched it?
Child.
Ooh.
Hello, it was a lot because I don't know. It was a great episode, emotionally, tension wise, storytelling wise. Like it was really, really good. I think I told y'all this when I had watched it because I was behind. But I think this was right now my favorite episode. And then at the end of this conversation, I can say more why I think this is officially my favorite episode. But no, it was really an emotional tug because it was like everything that they've set up came to fruition for this particular session, this wedding, this agreement, and everything like that. And then you could feel the tension, and then shit just goes berserk.
Right.
So, as classic Game of Thrones, I think this was perfect for like I said, each episode takes it a step further of the aesthetics of Game of Thrones. So, I think it did a great job.
Cool.
Ooh, I was shook, shocked, and shick all throughout the episode from beginning all the way to the end. And all I can say is, man, oh man, there were some thrones being gamed and there were some games being thrown. And it was a whole bunch of mess, a whole bunch of bags fumbled, and a whole bunch of best laid plans fall in the way of the mice and the men. So, yeah, I think this is also my favorite episode as well.
Mhm. Like this is really like we thought the episode 4 was like a pure example of what a Game of Thrones episode is, but this episode definitely encapsulated what a Game of Thrones property is about, because in Game of Thrones something always goes down at a wedding, with the red wedding when Rob and everybody he loves around him dies, the purple wedding when Joffrey gets poisoned, and then in this one where stuff goes down, like it was just pure chaos. Just pure chaos. And at first, it's the episode is pretty calm, Rhaenyra and her dad King Viserys, and they're all on their ship headed towards where the Valerians are, so Rhaenyra can marry Rhaenyra. And
Well,
you
even
know,
before that, Avia, even before that, we that was the week that was after we get to the cold open. I
oh
would
yeah,
say the
oh
cold
you're right, you are so right,
That
because
man went and saw his wife and gave her a good old hug.
man, that's a way
that
to put it.
man.
All right.
But his wife was talking a lot of shit. His wife was talking a lot of shit. Like she was just going on and on. Like, girl, you know the type of man Damon is. Like, what's up, Jay? Like, the type of man that he is. And if you keep just going and going and going, he's gonna lose it. He's gonna do something drastic. That's exactly what he did. He picked up that rock, hit her
I
in the face, and the
so
whole
I'm gonna
time
say so I'm gonna say it like this, like all the while in the first couple of episodes, whenever they're referring to his first wife, the wife that they keep saying he should be with, who go back to what's the rune stones, I believe it's called, and they're like, so yeah, go back to the rune stones with your wife, and he keeps calling her the bronze bitch, and I'm like, please don't let this man be talking about a woman of color, because I'm not going for it. I'm really not going for this racism already. I'm trepidatious about this show. And every time I say it, Mike and Avia would never correct me. They just be silent on it. I'm like, why are y'all just letting me
Well, I
be?
didn't know. I mean, technically, I don't know everything about things, and but I felt like it wasn't because I didn't feel like he was being. I mean, his one of his horse is a so I didn't think he was being like that towards.
You
I
know
just didn't know
that.
what the terminology was.
Like, I thought he was being real funny in the light when it comes to the sister girls and the women's of the colors. I'm like,
but
some what is he? But then My relief was that it was literally just because her armor was bronze.
Yes.
And
Yep.
I was like, oh, so that's why he keeps disrespecting this woman. That's not that much better, but at least I know he's not a racist, and that would be very much confirmed as the episode goes on and on. That it really confirms just how not racist he is, especially when you look at the next episodes. But yeah, he's not a racist, but he is a murderer, which
We all knew that already.
I mean, I wasn't expecting that
Oh, I
level
did.
of
I did
of
100%.
this. Like I didn't like, and I should have. Like that was like I said last week that the incest stuff was like my first real Game of Thrones, like being baptized in Game of Thrones. But this really was the first one because it's just like, damn. Like I that's all I can say is damn. And one of the things I kind of was looking towards was when, you know, after every episode they have the sit down with the people behind the scenes, and they were talking about how in the book it's just lightly referenced that his wife fell off a horse and died due to her injuries, and that the showrunners kind of put two and two together in their own mind and said, oh, obviously Damon killed her for his own ends. But what I found interesting was that when they were justifying getting taken, you know, beat by beat, you know, they're making it seem like that wasn't his intention. He didn't show up to do that. It was just all circumstantial, due to, you know, her taunting him and then her reaching for her weapon first because she assumed it, and then he just kind of just, you know, in a pure chaotic move, just kind of took things as they were going. So I found that very interesting. What do y'all think about that particular nugget of info?
I mean, I thought it was. I thought it was point on both of characters of their development and everything with that. I mean, you can't disrespect him and call him out and say all these things and be, you know, basically taking multiple digs at him, thinking he's not going to do nothing or thinking he's not going to, you know, because at first he was walking away.
Yep.
Like he was gonna let you suffer and be paralyzed. But it was crazy because when he did do that, and when the horse did fall on her, and I heard it, and I was like, her back is broken. She's fucked up. Like he could have like left you, you know, left you like that, and then for you to be like, I knew you couldn't finish it, and it's just like, girl, why would you even taunt him? Like, why would you even? Why?
Right. It's like you tempting fate. You're like you're doing this on purpose. You trying to pick, like you trying to just get one over. And I'm like, okay, Game of Thrones, from what I know, they're not traditionally kind to just regular, like they're not kind to anybody, right? So I'm not thinking that she's gonna die. Like again, I'm just as cold turkey can be about this entire franchise. So I didn't know what was gonna happen. I thought that, you know, he just showed up there, maybe to goddamn just be weird for all intents and purposes. But yeah, that whole sequence kind of caught me by surprise. I am kind of disappointed because she looked like she was a badass enough, and I wouldn't have mind seeing her, you know, in action. But it wouldn't be Game of Thrones if they didn't subvert your expectations and shock you in the most horrid of ways.
I thought it was really good.
Mm-hmm. And like the whole time she was talking, I'm like, girl, why would you say that? It's just like making the stallion video. Like, why would you say that? Like that's you like I've been saying, like, you know the type of man he is. Like you know how he is, and you did you not expect him to go that far?
Right.
Indeed.
You got what you wanted. I mean,
Yeah.
you wanted to be dead, you dead.
Right.
Not you wanted to be dead, you dead. Not that being the
Nah, because I mean, when you keep digging and asking, he not gonna put his hands on you. He just gonna end it.
Mm-hmm.
He just gonna end it. But no, it was very good to, even when the writers talked about, you know, the showrunner and the writer, when, you know, how they do the behind the scenes and the behind talking about the episode, they said, you know, this was a time where he was really about to just walk away, and they said it like, you taunt him and you push him, he's just gonna finish the job.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good. Great opening.
Great.
I liked how they framed it as in the behind the scenes. They said it was the prologue to the episode. I like that usage.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it definitely feels like a prologue when, especially how it was set up. You got them in this ducked off, the crevices of mountains and shit. So, or valleys. It's a perfect like little prologue.
Mm-hmm. And now he's a free agent. So.
Come on, free agent.
Look, when he strolled up to the wedding, he's like, "Yeah, what's up? Like, I can do whatever I want to do now because."
Okay.
Like, all right, David. Okay, all right.
And then he still, as we'll get into, he still stands to gain much more still from his late wife's estate. So, real mob stuff we got going on.
Are we going to sequential order? Because
We can.
after that, it was Allison talking to her dad, and
get him out of here.
Get his ass up out of here. Yes. But I think that was that. I think she had an epiphany while they was talking, and because I know, she's hurt. She's like, I didn't want this to happen or anything like that. But he's basically just like, girl, like, do what you got to do. Make sure your son is the rightful heir. Be careful. Watch yourself. But pack your ass up. He can go. Sick of him.
Pack her ass up too, basic Becky. Like, what the hell? What is?
He said something before he left. He said something that stuck with her, and that was really like her declaration of "I see you." Like, right before he left, he said the high towers like wear green, like when they go into battle, and then you see Allison wearing a green dress going into the wedding late, like fashionably. She makes an entrance where she comes in. Everybody turns their heads when she comes in, and she's wearing that like her infamous green dress, and it's like, oh snap, this is like her way of saying like, I see what y'all are doing, and I'm not here for it. Just know that, like, stuff hasn't really like popped off yet, but this is like the very beginning, like the sprinkles of war beginning, and I'm just like, oh. Okay, here we
go. Basic Betty can get on somewhere. Like, it's like, why do you care? Like, why do you care about these machinations and whatnot? Like, that you even yourself, like, that's my problem with her. You yourself admitted to the shadiness and the BS of your dad basically using you as a political pawn to advance his standings in Westeros, King's Landing, the realms. You understand that this whole marriage is a sham, more or less, based only on the fact that he positioned you to be the next queen under, just for his own benefit. So why do you care about these machinations and that your father is getting his just desserts and that your friend, who is now your stepdaughter, isn't being forthcoming with you? Like, why are you like, where is the self-awareness here? Like, okay, you don't like that you got to keep pumping out these babies. Well, you should have faked dysentery so you wouldn't.
Well, I mean, if her dad tells her to do something, that's why I don't like Hightower, because you forced your daughter to do something against her will. You took her entire life away because you wanted to assert yourself and her into some business that ain't really got nothing to do with you.
But the thing is, now he put her in that situation, so now she's queen, so now she has to care. Yes. Like, she's in a situation that he put her in a situation that now she can't get herself out of, so she has to be just as conniving as everybody else, and she's starting to understand that. She's like, you know what, I can't come out of this unscathed. Like, there's no way I'm queen. Like, I'm queen. Like, there's no way I can come out of this and not have any type of enemy. So I have to do what I have to do to protect me, to protect my children, whether my best friend in her side, and her people are trying to come at me. So it's like right now she's just in this. She's starting, like, I can tell that in her, in her psyche, like in her character development, like as her power grows, she said in like episode 4, like she's alone. because she knows that because she's queen and she has all this power now. Well, if you want to call it power, like she has a very high standing. Like now she has to play the game just like everybody else.
I hear you, but my like I still say what the fuck is the problem? Like, but it's like I get it, you have to care, but like why do you care enough to be at odds with Rhaenyra? You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, and this is what I need people to like pick up on is that she didn't like there's as far as Alicent knows, it wasn't an admission of Rhaenyra sleeping with Daemon as her father suspected. It was she slept with Cole. And so it's like, oh, if unless I'm misinterpreting the scene, but it's like, okay, she didn't do the thing that my father accused him of her doing, which still puts him in the wrong, still treasonous. And like, if she's fucking one of the King's Guard, who cares?
Right.
Which leads me to my number one theory that I've been saying from day one, and I have yet to have evidence to prove it wrong, and that is that before the whole funk hit the fan and it smelled like bacon, grits, and ham, Alicent loved Rhaenyra, girlfriend style, not best friend style. And she feels spurned. She feels hurt because she's stuck with her daddy, but she want to get with the daughter. And now it's so many, she feels betrayed. She feels heartbroken. She feels like it's like, oh, I thought you could always come to me, run to me. And when Rhaenyra kind of just shrugged her shoulders more or less at their friendship dissolving because of her becoming the queen, I would argue that it broke Alicent. Not that I could be wrong. Y'all got more info than me, but I guess I feel like it broke her, and it's like that. Like it wasn't the fact that her father is banished or that she lied. It's like, oh, you gave up the goat to somebody else before you gave it up to me, and I'm just over all of it. So if I can't have you, I'm gonna destroy you until you understand what you lost. Because that's my only justification at this point. Because I'm like, it can't be for your father who manipulated you from day one and put you in this shitty situation. And you like, do you really care about your heirs when is that something you really care about to that degree? And she kind of
Actually, yeah. I mean, think
okay.
about it. Like, like she's with what you said about their relationship. That is true. Like that is a possibility of why she feels that way. But also think about back then. Like if a young girl, like because even Rhaenyra said it. Like if let's say a king could birth 12 bastards and nobody would blink an eye, nobody would care. But a young woman losing her virginity before she's married, everybody just loses the plot. Like everybody just like it's like, oh, you're unclean now. Like you've defiled her, and that's what I think. Also, going with you said, that's also what I think is why Allison is kind of like with the situation, because like you let this dude, like you're not marrying this man, but yet you still are sleeping with him. But on the other side, on the flip side, Rhaenyra doesn't care. Like she's like, she's because she understands. Like, look, I'm gonna do what I want to do, whether they think I'm this or that. Like, I want to be sexually liberated. Just because you're not, that's not my issue.
Rhaenyra says she's down to clown and she got the red nose to show it.
Yep. And also, I think with what you were saying about the heirs, like that is important. Like like who is going to be king or queen next? That's what Game of Thrones is all about. Like who is going to be on the Iron Throne? I feel they make the characters make a big deal out of that because that's the whole point. Like it's family against family, or in this case, inner family, and it's like, well, my son is rightful heir, but then on the flip side, so just like in Game of Thrones, like everybody in the situation thinks that they have the right to the Iron Throne, which is why everybody's fighting and killing each other to be on it. And just like in House of the Dragon, everybody and their mama thinks they have the right to the throne, which is why they're fighting and killing each other for it. And that's why that's something that they do really well in House of Dragon, just like they did Game of Thrones. Is like each person, mainly Rhaenyra, and eventually when we see Aegon, he's also gonna have that. My father was king, so I have the right to the throne. And Rhaenyra's like, well, my father named me heir, so I have the right to the throne. So that's why the heir thing is very important. Why Allison is making why Hightower and all these other people are making a big deal out of it.
Mm-hmm. My question is, and I'm gonna toss it to Mike because I want to know his whole thoughts on it all too. My question is, when did Allison always care, or did she start going into caring mode once she felt spurned? That's kind of where, like, was she just doing her duty up until this point and kind of just going through the motions, or did she always like secretly care? That's kind of where I want to see explored in the next coming episodes.
I think what it was is that, she doesn't want to believe that Rhaenyra did what happened. But when it comes down to it, if her father is being banished or left out for nothing because somebody lied, and that's her family, that's her only family that she has, of course she's gonna turn. Of course she's gonna have new emotions and feelings about everybody because she can't trust nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Because you trust your father, though. Like, that's kind of where I'm at.
Well, yeah, she trusts her father now because obviously at first she was listening to her father, but she didn't want to do any of that stuff that she had to do, going and consulting and comforting King Viserys. She didn't want to do that shit. She didn't want to do that, but her father made her do that. But now she can possibly be like, okay, I see what I'm supposed to do, but it's her being hurt and scorned by everything that has happened and transpired.
Mm-hmm.
So now is when, like I said, for me with her development, it's the flip of the attitude. It's the flip of the switch of her character. We are about to see a whole nother side of her.
Whole nother side. Something
that I hate to say it, but this is something when she used to come on screen the first 2 episodes, I'd be like, stop being so weak. Stand up. Like, stand up. Like,
but what she want, a wham burger with some French fries? That's all I'm hearing. Like, y'all want to give this chick
a wham burger with some French fries. I'm a young girl happen to make babies for this king. I'm sorry, her life was stripped away from her. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, she got to listen to her dad. If her dad say do something, she got to do it. So, I mean,
I would say it's Game of Thrones. There ain't no way in hell you telling me that she can't have smoke for all of these folks. If you're gonna, my stance is this: if you're gonna have smoke, have it for everybody that done did you wrong. Don't.
And that's the thing. We don't know, especially if on Sunday, let's go on and talk about it. If it's 10 years into the future, we don't know how much hell she done caused.
Right.
If Otto Hightower, if Otto Hightower,
he, like, right now, she's young. Like, she's like what, 20, in like late teens, right?
Like 18, 19, I think. What like, they? 18,
she doesn't know her power yet. Like, she doesn't know her power yet because the king is still the figurehead of power. So she doesn't know what type of power she really holds. Because what 18, 19-year-old does? Like, they're like, there may be very few who do. Like,
I can't wait to talk about my favorite line. She said, because when you say she didn't know her power, I can tell you when she felt when she had some power, when she got to that damn wedding, and whatever you want to call it was.
Yes, like, and that's when she finally started to realize it. Like, when she was like, oh, I know something that somebody else doesn't know. Like, that's the whole point. Like, I know something that somebody else doesn't know. So that's now we're starting, like Mike said, in the 10 years, we don't, like, if unless you read the books, like, what is happening between these 10 years? Because if you look at the council, remember in the promo for next episode, she used to not be in those meetings.
In them damn meetings, saying what she got to say.
But now she's in those meetings, understanding, listening. But Rhaenyra was. See, Rhaenyra is an exception of, when I said girls who don't know their power. Rhaenyra was bred to know that because she was a princess. So we see the contrast. We see a girl who was raised in power, who was told how powerful and how strong she was, as opposed to this girl who was raised in the gentry, but yet at the same time, she is on a whole nother path. And she doesn't know her power because she's just queen and she's overshadowed. But now we kind of start to see that, Allison is starting to become more ruthless. She's starting to, like, especially when the children and everything, and once the actual war starts getting involved, when the war starts happening, we start to see like what her and Rhaenyra do to each other, to their family members, each other's family members, and it's something.
All I'll say is this, it ain't about the power, it's how you use it. And I'm glad you brought up Rhaenyra, and the fact that she was never, there was never a day where she was not reminded to use her power or the power she had. And I feel like I care. I feel like I respect her power more because it never flip flopped. She always knew when she wanted to use her power for her own means. We'll kind of like, I feel like we can touch back on when Viserys went to Corlys to propose the engagement, and as they're talking, you see Rhaenyra and Lanier, they're on the beach walking and talking, and basically Rhaenyra says, yo, you know how I get down, I know how you get down. Let's not do anything to impede how we get down so we can make everything smooth as possible. So she already know what she got to do, strategizing, getting things going, getting the pedal moving and everything. And she's trying to play it as smart as possible, trying to play chess, not checkers. You feel me? Where everybody else is stuck playing, go fish. So I feel like that's where I kind of like, I'm like, okay, I'm seeing her use it in smart ways that is not knee jerk or out of emotion, but rather out of circumstance and duty, showing her character growth as a character. And that's why I'm just like, I want to see Rhaenyra succeed, because she's not approaching this, out her ass and then just, just pulling stuff out of thin air. But just in general, what was y'all thoughts about the scene where they went to see Corlys and propose the proposition of preparation?
There's so much I want to talk about, but that too much. But
Speak on it.
Speak on
it.
Yeah, let's go.
No, I'm not saying like no, but it just first talk about Rhaenyra and Lenore. Love them. Lenore, love you. Rhaenyra, I ride for you, queen. No, but I just love the fact that they can understand each other for what they want. Like you said, I know how you get down. You know how I get down. Let's do this for the family, and respect each other's boundaries, and make this union one, for we can be stronger as two families. But let's have an understanding for what we want for each other. I thought the scene and their conversation was brilliant. The fact that you have to break it down to, I like roast duck, but I prefer this type. And I just love the analogies that they use to say what they want, freely. I am ready to see how their relationship, grows, especially with the little sneak peek that we saw. I'm ready to see how, they care for each other. And even with that little peek, you can tell that they still have a growing bond that has grew over the years. So, other than that, I love that. That's probably my favorite scene. For the whole situation with the Kings talking about the agreement, I just felt bad for the King, because he was, he's sick. So he's trying to do all this stuff, make all these agreements before, because like they were saying that he might have 6 months to a year. But I kind of side-eyed the dad a little bit, because I was like, yeah, we all know, but it's like you can't pressure your child to do something that he don't want to do, or you can't pressure your child to like something that he don't like. Respect him as your child. Let them have this agreement with something that, like she said, they grew up together. They should have an understanding for each other. So they should be okay with doing this. But other than that, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. Avia?
Oh, I mean, y'all pretty much said it. Everything. Like, what's
What?
it?
Yeah, what's up? You got something? You want to add?
Who?
You just said
no. I would have said she can still share her thoughts. That's what I was saying.
Oh, but yeah, it's just, I mean, you know, they're just two young royals who are just trying to make it work. Like they're just trying to, you know, just make their families proud, you know, just live how they want to live and then, you know, in their kingdom and, you know, just be there for each other. And I just like you said, that sneak peek, like just that 1 minute that they showed, I'm like, okay, they cute. Okay. And it was very interesting. Like just, you know, just like, you know, we cooling. That's pretty much what it is. Like we just chilling. Like we cooling. Like, you know.
So that I just sent something to y'all, and I just want to say, is that y'all guy, gal? Is that who y'all go up for in
But
these
we didn't
streets?
say we were going up for her. We
Is
were
that
just
what y'all saying? Is
Hey.
that what y'all saying?
Yeah, Mike, haven't we been saying that this whole time we've been talking about this show?
Saying what?
He's saying we riding for Allison, but no, we're just explaining her situation. That don't mean we riding for her.
Okay, my thing is this, and I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. And I'm trying to say what I'm saying, but when she said what she said, and she came out there late as hell and changed her colors, it's because I'm trying to wait until we talk about the conversation she had with Lars and how he's a messy bitch who lives for drama and wants to have all these, you know,
fuck him.
He has all the dang on tea basically and has all the rumors and the secrets, and he's telling her and exposing her to all this stuff, and it's having her question herself. And then she go talk to Sir
bitch ass Cole. Bitch ass Cole.
Go talk to Sir because he ain't no Sir Lancelot in my book. Go talk to Sir Kristen, and he down squealing.
Like, why would you? Like, why? You didn't have to say nothing. You could have got away with this shit scot-free, and nobody would have known.
But you already know why he did that.
Because he's a bitch.
No, because the way Rhaenyra told him, he said, oh God, I kid y'all not, I screamed. I probably laughed about that for about 15 minutes because he said, so you want me to be your whore? Yo, like that was so funny to me because it was like, she's telling you, I still want to, I cannot run away with you. Bro, like I cannot run away with you. If you can just do your job, you can get all the pum pum all you want. Do your job. Just protect me. I'ma still love you. All this, that, and the third. You want to run away and live like roses and wildflowers across the lands of Westeros. It cannot happen like that when she's royalty. Like, and you know that, and it sucks because and I think it was probably, if that was his first, and I can understand because he's in love and everything like that. And plus, they have a relationship that they've built as him protecting her. They've had conversations. They had a whole full-blown conversation when they was in the woods, when it was the hunt. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I get it from his perspective, but it's like, calm down a little bit. Chill out, bro.
He went full. He went full sucker mode on that one.
I mean, sucker.
Like I couldn't respect homeboy after that. Just off of that, like before we even get into anything else. Like I just couldn't deal with none of that joints because he like so sucker. Like I stained myself. This is all I fucking had. Like, shut up, dude. Damn. She said she not that into you, bro. She got duties, dude. Calm down.
That she wasn't into him. She was into him. She just
can't be with him. Like, she can't be with him how he wants to be with her. Right, because like she's royalty. Like, she can't marry you. Like, she can't. Like, she has to marry her cousin. That's a contract already made. You know, the father shook hands. Like, there's nothing you can do. Like, just
Like,
Just sit back, relax, homeboy. If she wants to have sex with you, just wait in the corner somewhere and she will find you. Like
come on, like you saying down to clown. She got the wig, she got the nose, got the makeup. She's telling you she's down to clown. And you like, so no, I want the ring. I want to put a ring on it. Out here
No, you
crying
can't
in the
put no ring on it,
out
homeboy.
here crying and shit. Like, come
I
on.
mean, he had me hot. Like I was when I say I was hot, like I was mad because I was like, and then I was like, you telling Allison like you already, and that's the thing. After getting tea like that, after getting all that tea and that
he
gossip
gonna be in
from
her pocket
Larry,
now. He gonna
you
be in her
know,
pocket from now on.
okay,
Oh,
getting all that tea, and then you going ahead and confessing. She already knew what she had to do, and it's crazy because I read an article that it was basically saying that she switched from the conversation that she had with the with Messy Man. She had her red on and then instantly switched to the green. Hot tower colors, a symbol of war. You know,
Mhm.
she already had in her mind, but she needed that last little bit of information to say, okay, let me go to the source real quick. Let me see what he says. And he squealed like a goddamn
He
pig.
spit
Cook his
that
ass.
shit
she's
right out
like,
before she can even finish. She's like, I was like, bro, like you
Like
did
she
not
wasn't even
say
about to
a
act.
word.
Like she was just fit. I think if he would have played it right, I think he could have got away with it. But the fact that he just squealed, I was like, fry his ass up.
oh,
Like
sucker ass,
Like he
sucker ass.
didn't have to say anything. Once him and Rhaenyra had that talk, he was like, all right, fine. But it's just like now she owns you. Now whatever. Now that she knows your secret, and she could tell the king who no anybody in the council that Rhaenyra had sex with you, and that she found out that she took the abortion potion or the abortion tonic that they gave that they gave Rhaenyra after.
I'm so glad you said that because I had no idea what the fuck that tea meant at all. I
Yeah,
was lost, and
just
I was
make sure
gonna ask
she.
Taylor.
Because Viserys, he was like, let me just take extra precautions. Let me just, just in case you did do something, let's be careful here. So, and it's just like, now Allison knows the secret. She owns you, and she could go to any person in the council, let your secret slip, and then Rhaenyra's chances of being heir are crushed. But luckily, Viserys, he stands. That's something that he does stand firm in. He stands firm in making sure Rhaenyra is still heir. So now I think until he passes, I think Allison is gonna keep that secret in her pocket
that's the
until
way.
it's time for her to use it. Damn.
It's the oh God, and I think that's what I like about that. I think that's why this is my favorite episode so far because it's just like I said, it's the emotional buildup, it's the tension, it's the it's the drama, it's the messiness of the we all talking behind each other's backs and shit like that. It's just setting the tone for what's about to happen. So let's get to it. We at the what? This little celebration.
The Green Wedding. It's been officially dubbed the Green Wedding.
Come on, Green Wedding, as it should be.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So the green wedding is basically, and it was crazy. That wasn't supposed to be a wedding. That was supposed to be the celebratory ceremony, like at the end of episode 1, the Phantom Menace, where everybody's dancing on Naboo, happy because they saved Naboo. That's what it was supposed to be. But as we see, circumstances change that. So yeah, as we've kept going back to, they had a big dinner. Damon arrives fashionably late as well, just showing, sitting at the edge of the table and like not even at the table. He's just sitting in the chair to the side at the edge. And then halfway through King Viserys's commencement speech, I guess we can say that, Alicent brings her old basic Betty looking ass on down with her green dress, was showing the war banner colors and everything. And what's the line she says at this dinner, Mike, that you've been alluding to this whole time?
What you mean?
Is it this episode you talking about? You talking about some spoiler stuff when you keep talking about what she say?
No, yeah. When Allison comes, like I'm telling you, I was living for it. Because I'm a messy bitch who lives some drama. I love Real Housewives of Atlanta, Potomac, Beverly Hills, all of it. I love when characters or people switch and just I don't know. It was just Wait, did y'all talk about how the wait? I want to talk about how did the Valerians come in? Did y'all talk about the Valerians?
Oh,
Oh,
not yet.
go,
But
go,
when they
go
played,
ahead,
they
go.
made that entrance. They made that entrance. They
Like,
came just running
they
down them
pushed
stairs. Like,
through.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the way that they came in, it was like, I mean, strong family coming through, and it felt good just to see that. It felt really good just to see the diversity of this show and how it is, letting it just breathe on through. Yeah, there was a lot of shit happening at this goddamn. The more I'm thinking about thinking about different things, different conversations and stuff that was happening. But yeah, my head turned when Daenerys was saying his speech, and that lady, that Queen Allison, she walked up in that bitch. I was like, oh, I was so shook because she came through, she pushed through, she had her hands up, everybody was looking shook. Then everybody was like, damn, we need to stand up because this is the queen, no shade. Let's stand up. Let's, give her, her welcoming. But when she walked up on that goddamn podium and that goddamn dinner table, and she said, she said, "Oh God," she said, "Congratulations, stepdaughter." I knew then the dynamics of the whole show had changed. She called that girl her stepdaughter. Like, she called her stepdaughter. That's your best friend. You're a messy girl who lived for drama. And I was here for it because it was like, that's what I'm saying. That's when she stepped into her power. She had all the information she needed. She had all the influences she needed. She had all the courage that she needed to truly step into Queen Alicent.
Yeah, it's only gonna get messier from there. It's only gonna get messier from there.
And I think that's what I'm excited about because, like I said, I felt bad for her because episodes 1, 2, and 3. I get it. Like, I do get it. I get it. But I did feel bad for her because she's a child. She's a young woman. Her dad is making her do something.
We all feel bad. There's nobody.
I mean, I do. And then the
like
fact
we all like.
she has anxiety and depression because the way she was tearing up her fingers and stuff like that. So it's like you knew she was battling with something. She's still probably grieving her mother's death. Like, so, and then Rhaenyra losing her mom, and that's PTSD for her. Then I'm in this situation where I gotta take care of this old ass man. No shade. Like, I gotta birth these kids for this man, Like, and then you saw the last episode when they was doing a dude. She didn't want to do that. She was just looking off in the wind, and now it's the parallel worlds of the two different characters of Rhaenyra and her. Rhaenyra out here in this goddamn dungeon, living. I mean, living, and then
we all feel bad for Alicent.
So you have to take all of that into account of how she's feeling, and then having all this information. You are now my stepdaughter, and I am your queen, your stepmother. She really fully embraced her evil stepmom phase.
I mean,
and I'm here for it. I was here for it because who else can go up against Rhaenyra right now? Who else but
Nobody? Nobody. Maybe Daemon, but she took control of that whole situation, so Daemon knows that's a lost cause.
And child,
but I'm like,
getting on the court, dancing. I'm dancing right now. I wish I could see me, but my camera lagging. But like the way they was out there, he snatched her up.
All I'm saying is that all of that stuff is okay. I feel bad for Alicent. I definitely do not like that she was put in that predicament. But I'm gonna keep saying it until I'm proven wrong. You out here doing all this stuff because you spurned. You like Cole. You couldn't get with Rhaenyra, and now y'all being a bunch of hating ass exes. And now you extra weird. You're big weird because you were her stepmama. So now you trying to be real weird. It's like y'all mad because y'all couldn't get with the R. Y'all couldn't get none of that Ray. And now y'all being a bunch of weird people. Y'all get real weird around here. And I can't respect that. So, like, I can't. Like, how y'all gonna be this weird because this chick is living her life, doing her duties. Sure, like, shit, I'm in the same boat as you. I ain't got too much of a choice my damn self, but I'm just trying to make the best of it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, don't be mad. Don't hate the player, hate the game, is what I'm saying.
And she hates the game because that's why she said what she
But
said.
shit, it sounds like she hating the player to me.
She
She
said
playing.
what
She
she
can't.
said.
I'm
Oh
putting
my
it
god!
like
And then the
this.
way she sat down, she kissed him on his damn cheek. Oh, girl, I was hollering. I was like, okay. I said, okay, Queen Allison, you did what you did. You said what you said. You pushed through. I gotta give her 10. She did what she did as in character development for that scene. But shit got real crazy and real weird. Like you said, you had three different situations happening. I mean, three. You got Lenore and his band talking. Then you got
Damon and Rhaenyra.
It was a lot. It was a lot of gossiping going on. It was a lot of shit going on, and I think that's what was making me like
tense.
I felt like something was gonna happen, but I was like, nah, can't nothing happen right now. It's impossible. Everybody's having a good time. We are celebrating.
It's the way Lenore's man kept looking at Kristen. Like he was
Joffrey.
like,
let's put some respect on his name. Joffrey.
No, never put respect on that name. Never.
I feel bad. It's like, but let's go. Anybody else?
Speak on it.
No, because I feel bad because I felt like Joffrey went over there I felt like when he went over there to talk to Kristen, it pissed Kristen off a little bit because it was like
a little bit.
You know,
he killed that man.
It was like, let's make this deal. I know about you. I know you know about me. But I think what fucked Kristen up is that you know about me situation. Like, you know who I like. This is who I am to Lenore. I know who you are to Rhaenyra. You know, but I also think that, and I don't want to say, but I think Allison had almost got into his head a little bit as well.
100% she did.
For him to really do that shit and take it to another level of murder. I'm like, okay. I was sitting there like and then the crazy thing about it, we all feel the tension. We all feel that something has happened, especially when they start pushing up on each other and shit like that. We all trying to figure out what the fuck is happening. And then the fact that it pans onto that Kristen is beating the dog shit out of Joffrey. That was bullshit. I don't like it.
I was dead ass like, oh, so Joffrey gonna be a nice player, which is my fault. I should never expect that with Game of Thrones. That was my first fuck up. But I'm thinking, oh, he's gonna be there in the background, you know, to juxtapose off of Christian Cole being a bitch. He was not going to. He was going to be supportive, playing their game, helping them out. I was not expecting him to get his head bashed in, and I was like real sad because he wasn't coming on no bullshit. He was like, okay, let's strike up an alliance, yo. Let's make sure everything is smooth sailings and like trying to in the weird manipulative machinated way of Game of Thrones. He was basically saying, hey, you got my back, I got yours, and it's all easy peasy going from there. And then he got killed, and I didn't think he deserved that. I really didn't, because that sucks for Lanier, who, you know, I feel like he comes away from all of this. Like I think he's honestly the real victim of this episode, because he comes away with literally everything empty-handed. You know, Rhaenyra, she still got Damon to an extent, which is still weird. You know, who knows about Kristen? And then, you know, she still got her status and everything. But Lanier, he's like, yeah, like I can just imagine all of this shit getting dropped on him out the blue. And he going from having his dude 1 minute to now being in this marriage he didn't ask to be in, and it's just only there for, you know, where he's basically being a pawn. So I feel like that fucking sucks, and I hate that for him. That basically he's a victim of this game he wasn't even trying to play.
Yeah. And can we also talk about how stunning Liana is? Like, soon as Damon saw her, he was like, I like you. And she came, and it's just like, she grew up, she was the 12-year-old, like in like episode 2, like she was the 12-year-old that, Corellis and Rhaenyra were trying to, marry off to the king. But she grew up, she's about the same age as she's maybe no, she's about 2 years younger than, like 2 to 4 years younger than Rhaenyra. But in this one she looks about the same age, and they kind of played off that, like when they arrived, to the Valerian's home. They were cousins. It's like, come on, cousin, go with me, cousin. Just kind of like, arm in arm. And I'm ready to see what her storyline, like what her and Damon are up to, because we find out, that they, and in the promo, that they have kids. So it's like, oh, okay. And Lyanna actually, her dragon is Vagar, who is the biggest, like one of the biggest dragons around this time. It's like a black woman is riding like the biggest dragon in Westeros. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready to see what she brings to the table, because we really haven't seen her yet like that. We haven't seen her like that yet. So I'm kind of curious as to what her character development is going to be like.
And
Yeah, I'm excited for her. I really am. Let's shout out to the casting directors as well.
Yes.
For the generations of each character that has a different element to the main person that they're playing. Let's just shout out to them, because I think everybody has been spot on what that character. I feel like it's like they have multiplied what that character is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And this is for all the characters that are having those 3 different people play them. Everybody looks great. Like, it's crazy, especially with the promo for next week. Like, this next episode, it's just crazy how, because we are at the end of the episode after fuckboy do what he do, but like, it's just crazy where we're going now. And I think that's why I said this was my favorite episode, because of all the puzzle pieces that we've went through episodes 1 through 4. We get here, this agreement is made, this tragedy happens, the repercussions that they had to do, like that, them taking their vows, and they're like, everybody is in an emotional drain at that point. Like, Rhaenyra, because what Kristen did, Lenore, because Joffrey is dead. Then you got the king falling over. Like, Allison don't give 2 fucks about their feelings. Like,
she don't.
everybody is like in a next era of their emotions, of who they are and what pieces that they play in this show. So
all I'm gonna say is Cole should have put the blade in his stomach. Fuck him. He should have. I was hoping for him to kill himself over all of that stuff. Like, I was like, go ahead and do it, you bitch. You ruined everything. Yeah, for no reason, just because you got spurned. That's big loser shit, big loser energy. So, but unfortunately,
and now with the upcoming 10-year gap, 10-year time jump, now the children are about to get into it, and I'm just like, okay, now this is where shit goes down. Like, and they're bringing the kids into it, and it's just y'all.
It's gonna be drama, because like, and I think that's what I'm excited for, because if we're gonna start like making predictions of like with the promo and everything, like, I love it. You giving me 10 years into the, like, we're going to like, this is the time jump I've been waiting on, like 10 years, and everybody is like switched up, like the kids done got a little age on them. Like, what is really about to go down? And then even with the clip that you sent us in the chat, like, oh my God, like, it's so.
Can I say how petty Allison is for making Rhaenyra come to her?
Girl,
when she just had that baby, after she just had the baby, like the baby, like literally, like just came out of her like a few minutes before, and you mean to tell me that the queen is coming and she summoned you to come to? No, that's petty. I'm sorry, like
Allison suck. See, I cannot wait. I cannot wait, Avia, and you tip the hand to this, thankfully, when we first started talking about it, when they were showing the promo, and we was like first had like an understanding of a time jump, and we see Alicent rush towards Rhaenyra with the knife, and then Rhaenyra grabs her and says, "Now they see you for what you truly are." I can't wait for that moment because I want the comeuppance to be swift, and I want the war of dragons and dudes and gals to be epic and messy. And yeah, I am now ready for just everybody to just stop faking the funk and just hate each other in the open and be at each other's throats in the open, and the consequences of that, as long as they're not too severe and hurt my feelings, in which case I take
Oh,
it all
it
back.
probably will be. It
Oh,
just be prepared for anything. Q. Don't have any kind of expectations. Just go in thinking everybody's gonna die. That way,
Girl, we
it just
keep
easier
telling him
that
that,
way.
and he gonna keep doing what he want to
what you mean I'm gonna keep doing what I want to do?
do.
Like
I'm not the
just
one.
like don't go in with any kind of expectations. Like, oh, this person's good or that person's good, or just don't. Just
I
save
just
yourself right now.
I just want these folks that's hating and all this belly hooing. Like I don't like these folks who are mad and doing what they doing because they couldn't get the puss. Like, that's lame. Don't ever go bad because you couldn't get with somebody. If you're gonna become an asshole because you got rejected, you are literally the lamest person ever, and I can never side with you. And as it currently stands today, that is what Kristen Cole and that is what Allison Hightower did. And I just don't want them to succeed. Now, if Rhaenyra does some fucked up shit, then we'll see. But right now, in my eyes, in my foolish, dumb Game of Thrones, wet behind the ears eyes, she's the hero. She's the hero. I'm rooting for her to succeed. I'm voting. I'm buying everything white haired. You know,
Look,
so that's my jam. I will be wrong more than likely, but I just want to say this, and then we can kind of just toss it, and go from there. Um, Whenever a Lannister shows up in the show, I am formally requesting that House of the Dragons play the Bulk and Skull theme from Power Rangers every time, because that's the energy they bring. Like, they're just annoying assholes who just bother everybody and offer nothing constructive. So just play them horns and the goddamn drums that burn the like, I'm like, okay, Lannisters, all right. You'll slip on the banana peel 500 years from now and end up on the Iron Throne. We get it, but like,
yeah, but I'm just ready for this time jump. Like that's what I'm ready for. Like, I think this is what everyone's been waiting on because everyone's saying that it's moving too fast. Like, everyone's saying that like a lot of these time jumps within season one, like it's moving too fast. But I want to see like the pacing, like how, like is it going to be just like at the end of season one, is it just going to be like the first battle, and then like since it got renewed for season two, like slowly is it going to slowly get into the war? Like I'm curious, but yeah, the promo has me hyped. The promo they released after episode 5 has me hyped. And what you think, Mike?
Yeah, I'm like I'm pressed. Like, and I work. I always usually work all day Sunday, so I'm the last person out of the group to watch it. But I'm pressed. Like, I'm pressed because I've been waiting on the major time jump to happen. I want to know. And I think, and I'm probably gonna chunk it up, and I'm probably am gonna start reading the books after this season gets done, just because I think, and that's another thing, and I can't wait till we touch on it later in different topics on future episodes. But I think that's what I'm liking about the series that are coming out: House of Dragons, The Ring of Powers, Paper Girls, all these different shows. I mean, She-Hulk. There's a lot of shows that are out right now that I've
Andor,
been, huh?
Oh, they did come out. It
Andor,
did come out today, didn't it?
Who?
Andor, the
Oh yeah,
first three
Andor. Like,
episodes.
I've been seeing stuff about that, but I think it's the way that these shows are craftily making me want to go research, making me want to go read, making me want to do things so that I can have a little more insight on these characters and things. I think that's the biggest thing that I've been taken away from everything that I'm watching. Everything that I named, I haven't watched. I haven't watched Endor yet. I'm gonna watch that because it just came out. But everything that I named, I've watched, and it's making me want to go read and research and know more because it makes me excited to see how these characters are being portrayed, how these storylines are being told. And I just wish a lot of people had more respect for it. And I'm gonna put a pin on that.
Cool. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today for What's the Tea House of Dragons episode. We will be back as we talk about episode 6 with this time jump and how we feel about it. So thank y'all for joining us, and we will see y'all later.
Peace out. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Time out.
What's up?
Forgot. We're going live on Twitch in about an hour.
Yeah, about
Yes,
an
at
hour
8
and
o'clock.
45 minutes. About an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, like we're
Yes,
about to
and,
go live and we're gonna play some phase 10 and you're gonna see us act like it's the card house.
So formally at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, we will be live over on our Twitch channel, and we will be dropping a notification here on the YouTube channel to let y'all know we live on Twitch. We will be playing Phase 10, all 4 of us, the whole squad, running God knows how many games and doing that. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be real funny because y'all will be watching one screen and then no one else will be watching the other hands. They better not be watching the other hand. So no cheating.
Girl.
But in any case, yeah,
that's just how it is.
But yes, we will be rocking it out hardcore style on twitch.tv at Moldiversity, but we'll be giving y'all the details in about it. In a way, is it 6:15? Yeah, I'll be dropping the details around time when it's time to go live. Actually, we got some details out already. But yeah.
Cool beans. All right, we'll see y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.